It's a nice, beautiful Labor Day. And y'all already know we want to welcome you to the bigger play where the rubber meets the road and we get straight to it. All right? Somebody asked me in my inbox again. I got that DM. What's a good age to propose? I think that's an amazing question. Let's talk about it. A lot of us met our special person that we supposed to been with in life, but because we was advised and because we are influenced by the television and society and our upbringing and our surroundings, we could not understand what a union was, what getting married was, what being committed was, what being a family was, what being structured was. This if you still believe in the sanctity of marriage, right? So if you meet somebody and you don't understand how important this interaction is and this connection is and this energy is, you may say, now ain't the time. And especially now it's very confusing. Young women like older men. Men mature, women mature quicker than men. Men mature later in life. You should go sow your raw oats. You too young to make this commitment. You don't really know what life got to offer. You don't know what type of, you need to go test. This is the level of confusion that exists. So a good age is when you have a feeling that come over you and you can't explain it. And the other person have that feeling. Wouldn't matter what age you is. Because this the thing about getting married young. The thing about getting married young is that you can grow with somebody. That's the benefit. The negative is you influence so much by the world, you outgrow people. They use that for this. So if you outgrow somebody, you never gonna grow up. You outgrow people. So the guy that you met at 18, y'all together, y'all only intimate with each other. Y'all ain't had no encounters outside of each other. Y'all only shared each other energy. The people in the universe will make you. The universe will show that you close. The people of the universe will say you ain't had no experience because you can go out here and get bigger, better, all that good stuff. And then by the time you get 30, y'all outgrew each other because you influenced by the world, and now y'all leaving each other. Just to find out 10 years after you left him, 20 years after you left him, you ain't in a situation that was just as good as y'all. You ain't even in a situation, or you in something that's even worse. Now, as you get older, people will say you put the childish behavior away. So now it's a more appropriate time because you well experienced. You can be a better provider. You got more wisdom. So it just depends on how you look at it. So an appropriate age to get married is when you feel that everlasting connection. Because in our society now, that exists, but it's not catapulted to the masses if it's something we should aspire to have. Because a lot of people would say, well, I don't want to marry nobody my age because he can't provide. Well, I want to marry somebody my age. I want to grow with this person. I don't want to marry nobody because I got to go out and experience the world. I mean, it's real delicate and deep because if you look at Savannah and LeBron, yeah, they showcase, but they appear to be an anomaly because we don't get a lot of that shown to us, high school sweethearts, and we here. Or you get high school sweethearts and we get to a point where we grow apart. See, it can become real tricky. And they're an anomaly because we ain't got that in mass. A good age is when you feel that energy. But you have to also make some certain sacrifices that allow you to be able to cross that threshold. Because that's not an easy threshold to cross, especially if you got a decent aura about yourself and God gave you a certain level of dominion in society. A lot of temptation gonna come your way, and you got to be able to cut that off. Can you cut that off? That's the question. Or is you becoming victim to that temptation that's in front of you? Is it gonna be a level of influence there for you can't give that up, and you gotta say, you know what? I got to have that. If you got to have that, now you got a dilemma. Because now you finna tap into something that you wasn't looking to tap into that's finna have an adverse negative effect on your immediate relationship and can cause y'all to be corrupted. These are the things you got to think about when you asking these questions. You got a lot of different people preaching different things. But I know for a fact, it's a beautiful thing to meet somebody and grow with that person in the midst of and out. For better, for worse, for rich or poor. We love the for better and the for richer part. I can't put enough emphasis on this. We do not like the for worse or the poor part. We don't want those parts. But because nobody stipulated what the worst is, you finna define what that is. You finna define it. The better part that's easy, because it's perfect. It's the worst part that people don't want to put an emphasis on. So you finna give it the definition to where you don't, them ain't the vows you took. It don't say for better or for whatever you feel is worse. It don't say for whatever you feel, it say for worse. And if you propose knowing what you're doing when you make that proposal. See, I was under the impression a man should be able to provide financially, be able to provide emotionally, be able to provide a structure, have a level of provision where he understands it. That take time. Wisdom take time. You might not get to this level till you 50. Maybe some people should wait to that level if they want to be successful in their marriage. But that's hard to tell women when you running through them till you get to 50. You understand? So it can go either way. I don't want to put a definitive answer on it because to each his own and everybody different. But when you connect, what I learned is if you got a connection to that person, you're going to run through 50 people and you're not going to have that connection to them. That tell you right there where your wife or your husband was at. That's a fact. And if you didn't feel that connection and you lived 30, 40 years, then you were either an anomaly or you was too much in your own personal way to be able to accept that level of gratification that God and the universal principles was trying to give to you. So there's no accountability there. And now you feel God forsaking me and he ain't sent me the right person. Yes, he did. He sent it to you, he sent it to her. Yes, he did. If that's what you believe in. And we living in a Europeanized, westernized modernization way of thinking. So with that, we think things are supposed to go a certain way. We don't understand why we fail at monogamy profusely. We don't understand why we so promiscuous. We don't understand the level of trauma that we transfer from our upbringing onto our relationship and project that on each other. We don't understand these things. So we take a step back, and because it ain't perfect, we feel we can do better just to go and get into something that's modified worse. Yeah, modified because society put stipulations and they structure certain things to have an influence on you. And subconsciously, you don't even peep it. You missed it. That's how wicked it is. When they hit that subconscious, it get wicked like that. That's a fact. So you have to pay attention to all that. It's an amazing thing to look at somebody and say to yourself, I want to spend the rest of my life with this person. And this person say, I would love to spend the rest of my life with you. It shifted though. It's a shift. We in a shift. Somebody asked this, DM me So I'm putting it out there like this because the shift happened. I think that marriage is becoming very, very minuscule and it need to be overall and it's becoming a thing of the past. But I'm not trying to superimpose my preference on what it is and what it does. It's just what I'm seeing and where it's going. So they asked me a general question. I'm trying to just talk, make that a talking point to base my conversation around what these people ask me. I'm here every day showing up talking with y'all because y'all in here with me and it don't matter. It don't matter. A lot of people don't understand the few and the many. Okay? The few will represent those in society with a lot of the answers, a lot of the secrets, a lot of the wisdom, a lot of the money, all of those. And then the many will represent the sheep hill that's following, that don't have this much knowledge, that don't have a high IQ, didn't come from a fortunate rich family. Health wasn't as good. They everything wasn't perfect in their life. But what happens when the many become the few? What happens? You the few, we the many. What happens when the many become the few? This is what you gotta ask yourself. So I'ma always stay focused and I'ma always seek knowledge. So to each his own with the proposal age, but if you believe in that, it ain't no time better than the present to drop that big old ring thing.